Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Show up here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Thomas.
It takes more. Absolutely, Davey. Good to see you. Jim Jackson, Michael Huck, Fred, and Dwayne King with the Let's Go Detroit Lions One Pride Kings of the North Division champion title. All grit, never back down. 14-2. Make it 15-2. RXJ has entered the chat. This is a historic run, guys. I said at the beginning, I wouldn't be surprised if we went 15-2. And here we are on the verge of it. If you guys are, all you guys that have been here and watching me the entire season, I said that when the schedule came out. I sit there, I said, I can see up to 5 losses, maybe 6, but I literally can see 15-2. And I said the Bills would be one of those losses. I thought the other one was going to be in Dallas. Well, because let's face it, it's always happened there. I said that to begin. I said we're sweeping the Bears and we're sweeping the Packers. When the schedule came out, I got laughed at by Packers and Bears fans. How are we going to lose with all these weapons is what the Bears said. But at the same time, in that first half, you call it a rough start. If Brian Branch doesn't get that penalty on 3rd down to extend the drive, it'd have been a 14-13 first half. Because the next play they were in the red zone. So that was only a 40 seconds of possession. You want to know the tail of the tape? Here's the main thing. Everybody says how bad we were, and we weren't as bad as everybody thinks. 13 points is not a slow start. That's an average start for almost every NFL team. So I miss me with that. But let's get into the tail of the tape, because I want to literally get into this because the team stats are a little more telling. We had 439. They had 475. They had more passing yards, 100%. They were eating us up in the pass, but they weren't eating us in the rushing game. They were 5 of 8 on 3rd down. We were 9 of 14. That's a wash. We were 2 of 3 on 4th time. They were 1 and 1. That's pretty much a wash. We ran 69 total plays. You know what that means? We're running the ball better. They only ran 60. Both teams allowed 2 sacks. So both quarterbacks were pressured. Penalties. We were more penalized with more yards, 6 for 57. And they were 5 for 30. I know. I know. I saw you said that. I said, and we still have a chance of that. I'm not saying we will get it. This is going to be a dogfight Sunday. Hey, all I want to say is Jake Moody is still helping a Michigan-based team win a game. He should have got a game ball. Yeah, Campbell was our best tackler, 100%. Oh yeah, that we should have took Moody over Broderick Martin, and maybe so, but at the same time, Broderick Martin is a second year and a project player we knew coming in. He was picked 96 for a reason. He wasn't picked in the round. He was picked in the compensatory pick. It basically was a fourth round pick because we used our fourth round pick to trade up. What was it? I think it was 8 spots to get him, maybe 7. So yeah, from 103 to 96 because they were afraid one of the other teams were going to take him. I'm okay with moving 7 spots, guys. It's for a project player. Oh yeah, the whole team came to play. It showed. But let's get into the player stats. Let's dive into this. We had 287 passing yards net. They had 400 net. We had 152 rushing yards. They had 75. We averaged 6.4. Yes, no major injuries. That's the main thing that we needed. 6.4 yards per play. 7.9 yards per play for them. You know what that means? They're passing. That's not rushing for yards. That's passing. Ezekiel Turner missing Brock Purdy when he had him lined up dead to rights. He looked like he olayed that tackle. Barely got a finger on him. I hated that part. And I'm not going to say we. Oh yeah, 100% RxJ. Oh, it's going to be a close game. And yeah, I do think it more than likely will be the Chiefs. The only thing that might be the Chiefs' downfall is you notice that their offense has switched. It used to be long developing plays. Well, now they've had injuries to their O line. Now it's got to be these quick hitters. If somebody starts covering the underneath routes, they're going to struggle because that's what they're hitting with is screen passes and intermediate routes with Xavier Worthy, and he takes it the rest of the way. That's what I'm noticing. It isn't big hitting plays downfield like we usually see from Pat Mahomes because he doesn't have the time for those plays to develop. Nope. Did we get hurt? Did we really get hurt? Did anybody get hurt of significance? The only guy I was hoping would get hurt is Vildor. My God, every time he stepped on the field, he was ABV. I am on that train the rest of the season in the playoffs. ABV. Anybody but Vildor. He was awful. One of our worst ranked players. Ezekiel Turner was another one. Brian Branch had a rare low ranked game as far as overall PFF. He did great tackling. Anybody that why Minnesota wanted it to be us to treat it as a meaningless game because they didn't want everything to be on the line for one game with a tied record. They wanted us to come in at 13-3 and be playing like underdogs instead of like the top dog of the NFC like we have been all year. That's what they wanted. They wanted that demoralization of the team to happen. They wanted the old Lions culture to rear its head. That's that's what I'm getting from it. It's not really bulletin board stuff. It's them talking shit. We had 23 first downs. They had 29, which means we were doing our job again. They threw 2 interceptions. I don't care what anybody says. That first interception where Brock Purdy just airmailed it, he channeled his inner Aaron Rodgers. Fuck it, Kirby Joseph's down there somewhere. Threw it 10 yards beyond his receiver right to him. That's Well, they won't be the second seed. That's the bad part. At 14-3, they'll be the fifth seed. Whoever loses gets the fifth seed because division winners are 1 through 4, despite the record. And I think that's stupid too. It should be seeded out like that. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4 by your win record, not by whether or not you win your division. I don't like that the winning your division automatically gets you a home game. It should be the best record gets you a home game. Just think about it, because if it actually went that way, whoever wins is the first seed, whoever loses is the second seed. Smoking Dad. It was such a great game to watch. Um, it was 21-13 at the half, and the way some of the comments and some of the people I've seen on other shows going, you'd have think we were down 35-13 or something, and that we just held them to nothing in the second half. We don't. We don't care about that. What we care about is stopping in the red zone. And we struggled with that to start the game and came in and finished up well. Gave up one in garbage time at the end of the game when we had a 2-score lead. I don't think I don't think it has to do with tape on the defense. I think it has to do with who's out on the defense. Anzalone being out is. Did I cheer for the Packers over Vikings? No, I said good luck to both teams. I stopped doing that midweek. I said I'm going to stop cheering. I just want a good game out of them, and we got a good game. But at the same time, Packers didn't even show up to the fourth quarter. They scored all their points in garbage time trying to play catch up. Prevent defense. The only drive we did prevent defense was the end of the game when they drove down the field. That was the difference. We didn't play prevent defense till their final drive when it got close to 2 minutes. And I think that was the biggest difference on why they scored. Because if you're playing prevent defense, I understand you are, Jacob, and I appreciate you coming in and being honest and talking about it and talking about the way you see the Lions. And kudos to your Packers. You've had a hell of a season. You're what, 11-5? That's a hell of a season. About to be 12-5. Think about that. Do you agree though the seeding should be by your record and not by division wins? Yes, that's absolutely right, Dad. Whoever wins this game on Sunday night, 8:20 p.m. It's for all the marbles. It's for number 1 or number 5. Winner gets number 1, loser gets number 5. And I said, this is the NFL wanted the Lions not to try because guess what? That's the only way Philadelphia had a shot to get the 1 seed. You guys all realize that, right? Philadelphia was cheering for Packers and 49ers. Yes, Sonic and Knuckles, that's been a thing here. We've talked about that many times. And I'm going to get into that because Gibbs became the third player in NFL history under 23 years old to do something. Lions running back Jameer Gibbs is the only player this season with 70 plus scrimmage games in all 16 games he's played. He also has 20 games with at least one touchdown before turning 23 years old, and that's the third most in NFL history. Yeah. Also, the Lions are the first team in NFL history with two running backs and two wide receivers with over 1,000 yards just from scrimmage. That is why he wasn't put on the IR, is because it was a grade 2 tear that he could possibly come back after 4 weeks. So there's a chance. But the guy that Raymond's already called up to the 53, and we only got one call up left. And I'm going to give you two names, and you tell me which one you'd rather have: Ennis Rakestraw or Alex Anzalone. For me, it's Alex Anzalone. I, I said I said to start this year about the Vikings. I said that roster is crazy talented. I agree, Dad. It's Anzalone. I think Anzalone makes the defense that much better because he covers better sideline to sideline than everybody outside of Jack Campbell. But I definitely said before the season started, the Vikings were either going to be third place or competing for the division with the Lions. And it all depended on the play of Sam Darnold after JJ McCarthy went down. I did it right here on this show on a Wednesday night with a Viking fan, a Packer fan, and a Bear fan in attendance. And the Bears goes, "What about the Bears?" I said, "I don't see them coming out of the basement. They didn't do enough on O line. They have a rookie quarterback and a coach's dead horse year. It's usually a bad sign. You did the same thing with Nagy, and you guys did the same thing with John Fox." And I think, yeah, the defense will solidify a lot once Anzalone returns. And there's a video that came out of the House of Hutch on Instagram. If you're not following that, go follow it. The recovery pool they have in the house is one of those wave pools, those mini wave pools, which makes you have wave resistance. He's running in the pool, people, not just jogging, full blown running in the pool. It was beautiful to see. Oh, Aaron Rodgers should retire, but I think he's the next. I think he's the next 49ers QB. Yeah, they've moved on from coaches sooner than they should and held on to ones they shouldn't. It's a conundrum there. Eh, Oh, 100% he got nerve damage. They don't I don't know if it was his hand or from his elbow. They were saying the elbow injury is causing the nerve feeling in his hand. So we'll see what happens. I said Purdy wasn't getting an extension because this team was asked. They might not even have Kyle Shanahan next season. I'm glad they came out to play versus us. He went to a bad team with a bad O line. The only thing great they had is weapons and a defense, and they added to those weapons, and they still couldn't get it done. When the O line blocks, he has flashes of good games. So the Jets are a conundrum, but the main thing that's wrong is Woody Johnson, their owner. Just like the main problem with the Bears is the McCaskies. It starts with ownership. Bad ownership makes a good team worse. We've seen it before. William Clay Ford, that 2014 team, hiring Jim Caldwell, who helped coach a team to a Super Bowl, but Chuck Paggiano was the head coach. He was the interim while they were winning the division still. You know, he should be gone. The guy's 0-4 in Super Bowls, 0-3 with San Francisco. They went from a Super Bowl uh, contender to start the season to, oh my God, we're missing the playoffs. You tell me, with that talent on that roster, should their record be that bad? We saw the way they played last night that it shouldn't be. If they'd have played that way all year, yeah, I'm not even trying to be an Aaron Rodgers hater. Um, I'm trying to be real. I think Aaron Rodgers still has some stuff in the tank because he's had some 300-yard games. He's had some good passing games. So I think 49ers is where I see him good. Oh, yeah. And that was on a 3rd and 12. I heard somebody say it was a 4th down play. No, it wasn't a 4th down play. It was 3rd down and 12, and it was beautifully executed. I'm thinking so. I think it's coming down to that. If it's not going to be Mahomes, it's going to be Josh Allen again. So the Aiden Hutchinson coming back in the playoffs is a real thing, I think, from what I saw in that video. If you don't go look on IG and watch it, it's amazing. Do I think Jordan Love is playing better than Aaron Rodgers this year? Yes. Versus where they were at in their careers with the Packers? No. Aaron Rodgers is better. I'm not going to say Love is overrated, but I will say he was overpaid. Zadarius Smith, did you guys see that when he was walking out and they had him? He wasn't mic'd up, but it picked him up. If Barkley breaks he might get it if he breaks the record, but I still think it's coming down. If Burrow makes the playoffs with his stats, he yes, because of the titanium. Titanium is stronger than bone, and he's full blown running in the pool. It wasn't. He doesn't have a limp to his gait when he's walking. Yes, he had titanium rods put into both bones. Basically, it's a titanium rod that goes from right below the knee all the way to his ankle on both bones. So the chances of a re-injury are very slim as far as breaking it again. It's the same thing they had to do with his other leg. He is now the $6 million defensive end. We can build him stronger, faster, better. I'm gonna get in. He hasn't lost hardly any body mass. He's looking great. He's still there at around 270, I think he is right now. He's right where he was. I, I, I'm I'm just looking forward to whatever we get back because your IR clock resets once the playoffs start. I'm not saying we're going to win. We need this win because we need that bye week because then we can sit there and start activating players again and getting them on the roster and getting them in game shape prior to playing any game. We need all roads to go through Detroit. Yes, Jim, 100%. Go Lions. And I'm not wavering. I think we can win this game. I think it's going to be a dogfight, though. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a 10-point victory because the last time we played, it was 2 points. It's going to come down to a final possession, maybe even go to overtime. That's how close these teams are right now. They're better on defense. We're better on offense. But our defenses do exactly the same things good theirs does. It was a strange loss because we weren't executing well in the red zone on offense. Yeah, he didn't get any last night. He had some pressures, but he didn't get home, Brent. Um, Z-Boom is still 2 sacks away from getting his 250K. You know who got his incentive bonus? Yeah, I know. It took the rest of the players getting sacks in the NFL 3 weeks before they caught Hutchinson. And in all actuality, if you do the average of what he was getting, he'd be sitting here with 15 sacks right now if he was healthy. That's not mind blowing, but it's good. It's right where he was last year. And he'd be going up against the team that he got 3 sacks in week 18 last year. Yes, 100% because the offense is built that way. Uh, we've had to do it a couple of times this season. We had to do it versus the Texans. That was a very adverse game. We overcame 5 interceptions. How crazy is it that we had a game where Goff threw 5 interceptions? Granted, 3 of them weren't his fault. 2 of them were awful bad passes. I'm not giving him a pass. It's still 5 interceptions. But yet he has a game where he throws 5 touchdowns and we lose. Throws over 6 passes to 5 different players. Or 5 passes to 6 different players, whatever it was. And we lose that game. The game that we should have lost due to Goff, we won. Yeah, well, the comeback was in the third quarter. The third quarter, we kind of dominated, if I remember right. Let me look at that again. I want to look at the scoring summary. Yeah, we scored 18 points. 18 points in the third quarter. We scored 9 to their 6 in the fourth quarter. It was unbelievable to watch. It was a crazy game, but we were only down 8 points, and we came out and scored and got the 2 point. Yeah, we just couldn't. If we'd have got one stop, and at the same time, while people poo-poo the decision, I actually agree with the decision at the time. We needed to. We weren't getting it done on defense. We needed to steal a possession. So at 12 minutes, down 10 points, when you were down 17 before that score, I know that Michael Huck. Um, I still say Kirby Joseph bought the Predator stealth suit, just disappears and then appears right in front of quarterbacks' passes. I don't understand how they can throw it his way. with no wide receivers around him. It happens all the time. It's amazing. If there's a bad pass, Kirby Joseph, boom, oh, here I am. Yep, that onside kick, it was 1 inch away from being recovered, and everybody misses that part. Matt Collins jumped up and tipped that ball to himself. There was a guy right behind him ready to receive it at the 10-yard mark. It was 1 inch away from being an amazing onside kick, and that goes unnoticed. The execution of it was flawless. It was a great play by Matt Collins. I'm more upset about the trailing guy that was in front of Hollins that just said, "Oh, you're going to catch that ball, go ahead," and lets him run right by. That is the person you should be mad at because he didn't execute his job to tackle him. He had a yard on him to adjust, not watch the play and go, "Oh my God, that's amazing." When you're in the field of play, you can't do that. You can't be in awe. But that's the difference between a vet and a rookie, too. This team just shows. I know the Lions haven't beat the Bills. I know. You're not telling me anything I don't know. You wanna know what else was history? That's the first time we've won in San Francisco since 1975. This team is all about breaking streaks all year long. We've broken so many streaks that have gone against us. Can't win in Dallas since 2004. Can't beat Seattle since 2002. Haven't beat the Texans since they came into the league. Yes. Yes, it's still Lions ball because the last person that touched it was on the receiving team. If we touch the ball, then it touches a 49ers player. It could be considered the 49ers ball. But usually the onside kicker team have to, because it was brought up in the chat, Kevin. We won in the first time in San Francisco since I was became a fan 49 years ago. Think about that. I was 5 years old the last time they beat San Francisco in San Francisco. We're talking Gary Daniels era. It's such an amazing time to be a fan of this team. Yep, finally beat the Seahawks, Cowboys, and 49ers. And the Texans. Everybody forgets we haven't beat the Texans since they came into the league in 2002 when they had David Carr. The Texans have had our number. I'm talking about streaks that have ended for this Lions team. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know. It's usually very hard for divisional opponents to beat each other twice in the same season. That's why you don't normally see these type of records that we're seeing for this division. You don't normally see 3 teams with 11 wins or better at the last week of the season. Yes, we've had our trouble with the Titans. You know, it's just amazing. I am from Michigan. I live about an hour north of Detroit in Flint, Michigan. This is my 3rd season talking Lions football. I also talk about the NFL every Wednesday night. I got a show coming tomorrow. I'm going to have a big Eagles fan on there, Mike Fujimoto. He's going to be joining us. I'll have Pensman. I'll have Ralph Williams, Mike Johnson of the Vikings. Yes, 3 home wins away if everything goes right, Kevin. 100%. I think it's amazing. I get Kevin here, Ger Gerdett, he's actually talking from Germany. I have people live around the world watching this show. I have another fan who's a Seahawks fan that comes on here and talks every now and then. Megan Goldcrocker. She's a Seattle Seahawks fan. She talks on my show when we're live. It's amazing, the reach that I've gotten over the past 3 seasons. It helps that I'm an actual writer, that I'm an intern journalist writing about the Lions for the South Florida Tribune. It's it's crazy. I just the only mixed extra point was the blocked field goal. I think it's amazing. That right there is a QR link to my articles if you wanna use your phone to hit that. I'm gonna start doing some more. Yeah, the missed extra point was early in the season. Yeah, I know, he's been very busy, he works 12 hours a day. Uh, we talked last night, and he said he'll message as soon as he's ready to talk. It was blocked. Yeah, we were okay in 2022. You're absolutely right. We started the season off so bad. But yes, I miss Garden Gnome Leonard being in here talking football, the Giants fan. That's my brother from another mother. But, we're going to have some representatives of almost all the playoffs teams. I'm going to try to get Denzel Snipes, a sideline sports, if he's got time to come in, because I need him on here. He needs a rep as Texans. He's been repping Detroit with us as far as being a part of the show. He's been on here many times. He's talked about that this Lions team is becoming a team of destiny. And it seems funny. Yeah, it was only one mixed extra point because we had 2 field goals in the game. Money field goal, 42 and 58. So that's one less touchdown. Yeah, 33 and 10 is what I heard. 33 and 10. Think about that. Happy New Year's Eve. Oh, yeah, they were into it. Did you see every time that Purdy threw a pick to Kirby Joseph? God damn it, Susan! He looked like Cartman. throwing his water bottle, slamming the booth counter up there in that suite. It was kind of funny to see. He hates losing. Yes, the Lions finally won on Thanksgiving. Thank God. You know, this team is all about breaking the bad stuff. That's this is what I'm getting at. It seems like we're a team of destiny. I think even if we lose, we'll be okay because we're undefeated on the road. First time in franchise history. And the only team in the NFL to do it. 8-0. No one else can do it because everybody else has lost the game on the road. Yeah, Lynch was pissed. Yeah. Yep, we won on Thanksgiving in 2015 to the Eagles, 2016 against Minnesota, and then 2024 versus the Bears. We won back-to-back years in 15 and 16. That was under Jim Caldwell. Both of them were fourth quarter comebacks by Matt Stafford. And a lot of people don't like hearing that, but Matt Stafford had to overcome a lot of Jim Caldwell's play calling inequities. He had this tendency of when we got a lead to stop running the ball. And we've done that in the past couple of seasons a few times too. Don't get me twisted. That's one of the things that I've noticed Ben Johnson has done better. We don't get away from the run as quick. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're stuffing the run. They're stuffing the run." I said, "You got to break them before you can beat them." And we just kept pounding it at them. Gibbs wasn't getting it done, so we started using Craig Reynolds, who's more of a power back than what Gibbs is. Oh, he's rusty. I think he'll be fine, but he's not supposed to be a middle linebacker, and him covering a tight end, it was awful. Ezekiel Turner, he's not a middle linebacker. He's a Sam or a weak side linebacker. They both played all of those linebackers that had bad grades played better the few times we were in the 3-4 look rather than the 4-2 look. So Jack Campbell did his job. He was our best rated defensive player, best rated tackler. Uh, Terrion Arnold was rated good at tackling, but coverage not so much. But again, he's a rookie. He's still learning. I'm not going to compare him to Jeff Okuda because Jeff Okuda, let's just face it, he wasn't a fit with what we ran. We were a zone defense. He was a press man cover. Yeah, I know. Adam Rank and Nick Wrong, or Nick Wright as they're called. They are such Bears homers. I don't understand how they can keep a job. Every week they pick the Lions to lose, and they're going to pick the Lions to lose this week. You watch. Keep that streak alive. Thanks, guys. Because the two games they picked the Lions to win. You know what two games they picked the Lions to win? Yeah, I know. I know what he said. Yeah, and it took Slay 3 years to figure out the position, but Slay was a 3rd or 4th round pick, and Terrion Arnold's a 1st round pick. But at the same time, that's what everybody forgets. Is defensive back is the hardest transition out of college other than quarterback. Wide receivers don't transition that bad. Running backs never transition that bad if you got a good O line. Uh, Defensive linemen, offensive linemen, all those offensive linemen and defensive linemen are the easiest transition in football because your job doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the scheme you do. The basic job of getting leverage, staying low, and making sure somebody doesn't get past you, or to make sure you get past somebody. Those skill sets do not change from college to pro. The only thing that changes is the speed of it, and you change as you grow in the league too. The guys that are naturally gifted with speed usually tend to be pretty good as a pro all the time. Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson. Trayvon Walker looks like he's finally starting to get it with the Jaguars. No, he's not hurt. He has a guard that sucks next to him. I'm sorry, Graham Glasgow is just awful at left guard. I haven't watched any Sports Center or anything. They were riding us hard. Now it's all Vikings media jumps from one pole to the next. It's what they do, and I expect it. It is what they do, and it is what they're doing. You're like the Lions better on Michigan. Your Pistons are bad, and the Pistons are better than they were last year. What's left on Graham Glasgow's contract? 2 more seasons. We signed him to 3 years. Ugh, it sucks. Moonstar Blade, hey everyone. Michigan is whooping some Alabama butt. Yes. Adam Rank will always pick the Bears in preview. Yep. What are my plans for the game on Sunday? I'm going to go to Sharky's, local bar right here, and watch it. But at the same time, Glasgow had a great run blocking game. His pass blocking is absolutely abysmal at left guard. He's a much better right guard. And I love Zietler, and I think he's great, but I don't think he stays at 34, going to be 35 going into next year. He damn near retired this year. The only reason he played was to come to Detroit and have a chance to win a Super Bowl again. Zietler is one hell of a right guard, but I think Glasgow's a better right guard, but I think we found our left guard with the job that Mahogany did last week as a rookie. So if you guys know where Sharky's Bar in standing room only tickets, including fees, are 500 each. Yeah, that's why I'm not going. What's my prediction on the Lions to Vikings? I think whoever wins, and I'm not going to say who it is. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be like 35-31, no matter who wins. Yep. With his eighth and ninth interception of the game in that game. He had two. The one was a horrible throw by Purdy. And I swear to God, it's like they don't even see him down there. He sailed that pass so far over Ricky Pearsall, it went straight to Kirby. Yeah, there is a lot of talk of that, and you can't blame him. I'm sorry. That game's been sold out. Yeah, it's 500 for standing room only. So if you can make your way to Flint and you want to go out this weekend, Sharky's Bar, corner of Center and Bristol Road in Burton, Michigan. Let's do a watch party. They have 6 for 20 Bud Light bucket on special. They have great food, and I'll get there early and get a seat with some tables all together if you guys are coming. All you got to do is tell me you're coming, and we'll watch the game together. Yeah. You know, I wasn't ticket prices are insane. Don't know anyone can afford it. The ones that can just do. That's what it all boils down to. It's been sold out. The ticket prices are second market prices, and that's always based. It's always based on what your team's record is. The fact this is for the number one seed, that tripled the price in the market right there. Um, Michigan is leading Alabama 16 to nothing. Holy smoke! Sharon Moore got confidence. He knows how to coach. What about amazing thing that happened there in Ohio State? Thank you, Ryan Day. Yes, Michigan's winning. At the ReliaQuest Bowl. 16 points in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 16 for Alabama. They have the ball on the 29 to start the second quarter. I am going to do that tonight. I'm going to go through everything and do the pick'ems. It's been hell. I'm not going to lie. I've been sick. That's why everything got out late. So I'll do the pick'em totals and we'll start the show with that. And then we're going to go into playoff talk on the NFL roundtable talk tomorrow night. We'll start it with the pick'em totals. Oh, yeah. What if the Lions play the Eagles in the playoffs? If we're at home, we win 1000%. I am not afraid of the Eagles. They haven't played, other than the win against Pittsburgh. What good team have they beat this season? What good team that was full strength that they beat in the middle of the season? Because week one is basically another preseason game. I don't care what anybody says, and you guys played them tough, and it was a close game. Alabama's fumbled the ball twice. The time of possession is 9 minutes and 11 seconds. Jalen Monroe's 3 of 4 with an interception, so he's also thrown an interception. Wow. Davis Warren is 3 of 4 for 32 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Marshall is 4 of 14. Benjamin Hall 3 for 5 on rushing. Frederick Moore has the touchdown pass. Hogan Hansen has one catch for 10 yards. Joe Taylor has one catch for 9 yards. The fumble loss was Kendrick Bell for Michigan. All right. Right. You bought them right when they went on sale, and that's why you got them at the price you did there, Fred. Okay, Moonscar. I don't think our defense looked as suspect as everybody thinks. Um, if Branch doesn't commit that penalty, we beat them by double digits because that's the only reason why they scored. Yes, it is that time to go through the division breakdown. 4-12, 0-5 in the division, and probably going to be 0-6. Fuck the Bears. 11-5, 1-4 in the division. Third place in the NFC North. F T P. Or as Leonard would say, back to back. 14-2 because they skull fucked the Packers. 4-1 in the division. Everything on the line Sunday night at 8:20 p.m. It's the Vikings. 14-2, 5-0 in the division, and still atop the NFC North and the NFC Conference. It's the mighty Lions, where it takes more heart, more fight, more grit. And now it's time to do what I do after every Lions victory. I forgot to do it last week till the middle of the week. I'm doing it right now. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rock, 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 go hard, win this game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lion victory. Go Lions! Grace through faith. Happy New Year. Yes, happy New Year's Eve. Grace through faith. How did I feel about the Packers when they drafted Jordan Love in 2020? I thought they made a mistake. Not gonna lie. I was not impressed with Jordan Love coming out in the draft. I thought there was wide receivers that were better than him that would have helped the team better and gave another weapon to be opposite Devontae Adams so that he doesn't have to be the focal point of Aaron Rodgers' defense. But that also, because that was the same year that Aaron Rodgers checked out on preseason practicing in the offseason. And the reason why is, well, he was angry. Yeah. Goff put on the Infinity Golf Gauntlet when the Packers couldn't get it done and said, fuck you, I'll do it myself. Beat the 49ers and made this a game worth watching. We didn't look great on D. We couldn't catch Purdy at all when we had him cornered. Reader, Pascal Smith just couldn't get. I understand, but at the same time, look at the numbers. His passing percentage went down in the second half because, and I think he's going to be very good. But it is time for me to talk about my sponsor, which is Brandon Service at the corner of Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road in Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 a right and up, depending on size and condition. New tires, they are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. Please call 810-233-8230. Talk to George or Red. Mention this ad if you're buying a set of tires. If you're buying new ones, you will get $25 off your set. If you're buying a used set of tires, you will get $10 off your set. Just tell them Smoking Jeremy B sent you. Grow Grow me green thumb. Love my Lions, not worried about Vikings. Happy New Year's, JB. See you soon. Yes, it will be New Year's morning the next time I see you on my own podcast. I will be a part of the Sports Coin Open Night mic tonight, where I talk with Buffalo fans, Pittsburgh fans, and fans of multiple teams. Bills fans, Steelers fans, all of them. There's even a Jaguar fan in there. Tried to talk shit about my Lions. But thanks for watching, everybody. Have a blessed day and try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. The only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Tomorrow we'll go over the hot players, the cold players, PFF style. Top five, bottom five. Have a great day.